And hello! Hello! How are you all doing today? We are currently starting off by finishing up what little needs to get done on Sheet 2.0 template to get it to a point where I can fully utilize it in all other sheets. And then we are going to migrate over to working on BENNETT numbers. Hello, Asgid! How are you doing today? Hello, Enigma. As always, you're here. I am trying out a new microphone software that should help filter out background noise. Hopefully it doesn't change how I sound too much. That's good that you're doing good. But yeah, we are going to migrate over to doing BENNETT numbers after this, due to the fact that we finally got the new ice set, so we can now include it in all its mediocreness for both BENNETT and Changyan. The only person who probably will make the most out of it will be interesting builds on like a child DPS and interesting and then Kaya builds. Those are the only two characters I can currently see that will fully make use of the set. Kaya will definitely be better with it. BENNETT is going to be a very niche use case. Because with BENNETT, can he make use out of it on a frozen target? Yeah, if you're using everyone else and trying to get a frozen target, it's definitely possible. The issue is that on a frozen target, you're using Xingqiu. And there's a good possibility, if you time things wrong, that you're just going to wind up with a hydro element on it, and you'll wind up vaping the hydro element instead of melting on the cryo, which kind of potentially provides benefit. Because I assume if they're frozen, he gets the 40%, and then he vapes, and then they're still frozen. But at the same time, now all you're doing is basically vape BENNETT, not melt BENNETT. So it's a very interesting case that we will wind up sitting in that regards. I don't know exactly how all of that's going to mesh together, so we will definitely have to wait and see and do a bunch of playtesting, which will also be done today. Because a lot of the background work has already been done with just introducing all the different weapon stuff. So I'm capable of swapping to swords. We are capable of swapping to bows, we are capable of swapping to claymores, so on and so forth. And getting the right weapon that we need to make everything easier on us. Tasty. But for the 6 of you watching, glad to see you could make it out as we work our way to the glory of the motherland. Tasty, tasty goodness. We want to merge these horizontally. the closest competition, the closest look-alike that we currently have. The catching sample. I have a bunch of bonus stuff, but that's specific to her. And basic attack we also can't include here. So delete that. We've got both attacks, both HPs, both defenses, both crits, both energy stuffs, and then the two different cup things. Move the keyboard closer to me. In other good news, I am potentially getting an upgrade to my computer rig. Which means, potentially, if I decide to do it, and I'm still making that decision, I might just go out and get it today. And if I can go out and get it today, it means I can probably get set up tomorrow, and if not tomorrow, sometime next week, in order to start streaming Cyberpunk 2077 Klee Edition, where we focus on chaotic neutralness and bombs. Lots of bombs. Figured you guys might enjoy watching a gameplay like that, where we pick female protagonist and go absolutely balls to the walls, just chaotic good with explosions. Explosions everywhere. Else 0. I need this displayed as a percentage at all times. Which means we need that, and that. All displayed as percentages! And we copy and we paste this here. We replace physical percent with elemental percent. Oh no! I already have an issue with this. Shit. Can't do elemental percent because you could use 2 different element percents on Bennett. Cryo is a potential set that we might be using. Same with main stat. Hourglass. Or I could use element percent and just apply it in different spots to do comparisons. How do I want to do it? Glad I picked him, because this means we actually have to sit down and make the decisions for this. Speaking of 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Make percentages. So Asgin, normally, yes, it's better to split within reason, depending on what percentage of your damage is what. In Bennett's case, he is closer to 60-40, so Fizz is better. Or would you go like Cryoset with Cup? Like, that's all really dependent on a bunch of different options, which is why we're going to compare those options. It's just the big question we currently have is less that and more how much more do you get out of going Pyro percent when he melts versus Cryo otherwise? Because the big thing there is that his E, which is typically bad damage, is being multiplied by 2. Which takes it from being bad to actually a decent motion value. Hey, David! Hey, Donger! The Long Zhong Dong Gong! How are you doing today? Do we split element into all its different elemental capabilities, or do we just applicate it properly? Since we're going to be self-comparisons, we're going to be using our control to do it, so we will leave it at elemental percent. And then I can just choose where to apply elemental percent. So we will go with that. Or in those ones, I will overwrite the values that are here. Okay, so all the rest, this equals that plus that. Blood HP equals that plus that equals that. Oh shit, that's right. We're at 11 out of 15 for build case for Lisa carry. We're gonna have to get there soon. It's actually started collecting resources just in case. Okay, attack percent equals that plus if and K goes to S. Oh. Plus if. So if we move that to attack percent and we move that to attack percent, it functions! Functionality is the name of the game here. Just, we're going to be in an interesting case where Bennett is going to be the most unique of the characters we cover. Which means we're going to want to limit how many weapons in order to save space on his particular page. So we're going to have to pick a very small selection of these weapons in order to go for DPS Bennett. Or the different forms of Bennett. Or have a separate page specifically to dedicate to just comparing like optimals on every front. Which might actually not be the worst idea in the world. Hello, Criskel! How are you doing? Okay, so we're gonna F4 these. Just killing time while waiting for Albedo. Shall we make this an Albedo waiting room? Possibly? You know what? Yeah, let's make this an Albedo waiting room. Updated stream title. We are an Albedo waiting room now. Glorious. Okay. Make this 150 so it's easier to see because I'm half blind. Not literally, but metaphysically. Let's go! Just want to see how much better than Zhong he'll be. He's gonna be a different use case than Zhong. Albedo's going to have two roles. He's either gonna have physical damage, he's either gonna have damage build, which is gonna be entirely based on his ult. And that's going to be somewhat similar, but it's going to be better damage, but more restrictive. I mean, no, Zhong now is pretty good. It's just a matter of how much value you give to what he brings. Yeah, he's like a Ning, where his ult does damage, but it also does damage around his E. So if you have enemies in his E, his ult does a lot more damage. As to how much more, I don't know. Probably the day he goes live, I'll probably open up stream, maybe throw like a summon or two at it, or like let chat dedicate whether I summon on it or not. I'll probably summon on the weapon banner, like 10 summons, 20 summons, you know, try and get more good weapons, depending on what's on the banner. But 9 out of 10, I'm probably not going to summon on Albedo banner. I don't know, we can try, but that's dependent. You got your 8th Ning. Ah. I see, you are a man of culture. We're going HP percent, which is N. Okay, and then if we sit here, F goes to NOP. Which means if we swap this over to HP percent gets it. If we swap it to defense gets it. Cool! You feel his split scaling really hurts him? I feel his split scaling makes him what he is. It gives him his unique flair. It's the thing is if he didn't have split scaling and the numbers were even remotely close to the same as what they are, he would be ludicrous. He would be Fischl level. Hell, he would be more than Fischl C6 level. He would be ridiculous. I see much value in him having the two natures. It harms him, but not necessarily in a bad way. Like, it's not the worst thing in the world that he has it. Because a lot of what good comes out of him is the fact that you can go defense scaling and build him a completely different way. So you can use artifacts that other characters don't have, like defense percent gladiator pieces. And you can focus entirely on, like, boosting his E damage, so it's an on-field damage over time whenever you're smacking things in it. Or you can build him around his ult, and it's one or the other. You don't really go both ways, because then you're losing out too much damage on one or the other, or he just doesn't have enough damage on either or. But I see him working best with the new sword we're getting, and just entirely focusing on E damage. Okay. Is it crit rate that we're looking at? Yep, and that's S. So crit rate, crit damage are S. That's T. That's S. Crit damage. E. S. So, I mean, if you put anyone in Bennett's ult, they do more damage. Bennett doesn't count towards this stuff that we're talking about. And we just hit for crit damage. We go plus that. Crit chance, we go plus that. For mastery, yeah, we go. Wait, mastery is on everything. Okay. Copy this one. Yeah. And element mastery is under J. No, you're not supposed to be percentage. Okay, so it works. Crit rate. Physical percent. Attack percent. Glory to the motherland. And mastery is also recommending here, so if we do 200 there, it pulls it up. Yes, it does. Energy recharge. What do we call it? ER percent. Okay. And that's under the sand, so that's LK. Okay, so we have his base stats. You know what? We're gonna replace that whole thing. Or are we? Okay. This category here. Okay, Pyrocryo, Electro, Hydro percent. I think we put that over here. Geo percent. Anemo percent. Fizz percent. Okay, so we're sitting here, we're looking at VLOOKUP. Here we've got it going based off O. And on the sheet we've got physical and elemental percent. We F4 that, we F4 that. Huh? Oh. here. Yeah, that's fine. Seal everything off. Hello, Cal. How are you doing? We're doing the Bennett pull. Or we're working towards the Bennett pull. And Arial is not what I want. Impact might be the font we go for. More fonts! Mark Knight's grinding and then back to farming Noblesse and Petra. Use Comic Sans from Undertale. I mean, that is an option. Everyone would hate me for it, but it is an option. Really wish there was one that almost does what I want it to. That could do what I want it to. Or it can do what I want it to. That could do what I want it to. That could do what I want it to. Okay, we'll go with all these. We've got more to work with. So Diplomata, readable, technically, but everything's huge. Bungie inline, actually, that's readable. I like that. Overt. Bold, make everything 12. Not quite readable. Could be readable, but we gotta go like 18. not what we're looking for. Possibility. Titan, readable, not quite the effect. More fonts. So I did use them all. I think the one that looked best. And I can live with that. Not this there is, I now need to... If I lower this down to a +4 cup, it does lower their percentages. Okay. No, that wasn't it. There's the Titan. And then there was that, which is not what I want. And then Diplomata was incredibly readable, but way too wide. And there was Ultra. No. We're gonna stick with Titan 1. No, not Titan 1. Titan 1 was not the one we wanted. I wanted Bungie. Okay. Now we're working on the next bit, and this is the important thing. I just learned how to do this. Named ranges. Oh! And then we just use A at everything, and this makes it so that at any point in time in a formula I can go equals And I just have direct access to it, and I don't have to go finding it in the sheet. A flat HP. How well would Bennett be as a Fizz DPS? I mean, I use him as a Fizz DPS, so that's not the biggest issue. Did I get ping? Tuner announcement. Oh, Tuner went live. Makes sense. But yes, Bennett is a very capable physical DPS. Even with his pyro stuff, if you're not doing extra pyro damage, it's fine. That's just there to get him his ult, and then you're just there smacking things with your sword. He does good physical damage. I use him as one. A crit rate. A crit damage. Animo. Then Biz. And then I want to protect ranges. How close am I to to our resident Kieran? And she's not a Coco goat, she's a Kieran. There's a difference. But, I'm at 60? Coco Kieran milk. Either way. I can edit that. That is it. I need to do a separate batch that's with cup and then without cup. One that ignores cup stats. But this is fine. For now, we shall, make a copy. And name it. So in the Ning sheet, I can actually pull it up. In the Ningguang sheet, aha! I know the hotkeys. So in the burst section for Crisco, the burst section, I have perceptions hitting one target. That's one target hit. If you're going for your carry capabilities, you're either assuming one target hit or 4 targets hit, based off whether you trigger the target-rich environment. And then you can kind of feel where you're going to lie in between those two, based off of mental capacity that you're capable of. But by default, my sheet turns it off so that you don't get the full-fledged amazement or unamazement. Oh, nope. Control up. There we go. Bennett full derp dive. 125%. So here, format... Actually, no, I can steal that format directly from the Ning sheet. Control C. Control V. Oh, nope, I have to manually control it. Okay, never mind. Ignore me. Data validation. We're gonna data validate this and change the 60 out of 70 to just 60. If we go to weapon base sheet, weapon level equals that. So everything here, we're looking at all of this. Is that really what their stats are, or do I not have the 60 stats enabled? So we're looking specifically for B4. Yeah, you can turn it on. Which changes up drastically how much damage that Ning is capable of doing, specifically with that use case there. Okay, so this is not currently functioning. Why is it not functioning? Why doth a sword not work? If we go catalysts... That sword is 293 or 319 for 69 or 60 plus. Sacrificial. Huh? Oh, the stats weren't all done on the swords. Yeah. Yeah, GOMC is powerful, Cal. GOMC is powerful. There is a lot of strength behind him. So we have to manually add this stuff in. Options you can do for the other 2 set is either Noblesse 2 set or Gladiator 2 set, or you're going to be your best options. But there are other alternatives as well, like Petra 4 set has its place. If you have 2 good pieces, 2 good Gambler pieces also works. I see, so the flute... So not all the swords get the bonus. Okay, so if we go here, we go back to weapon base stats, we go back to swords. The 5 stars all count. And then anything from here does not. Okay. Loot. $327 with an attack percent of 30.4. Wait, Royal Grimoire's attack? I have perception's too high of a tier, okay. Yeah, Royal Grimoire's attack percent. Okay, that's interesting. All artifact sets had 5-star versions, but then there would be so many sets that are just better than everything else. Like Gladiator 2 set would not be a thing you used. It just wouldn't exist. You'd either be using Gambler, Noblesse, or you would be... depending on your character, like Kaching, you could even run... Like, there's so many different potential variables. 5-star Gambler, please. We go back to swords, we go to the flute, we do that. Black sword, black slasher. Oh, that's the black sword specifically. Never mind. Black sword uses the exact same stats as That's not what I wanted to do. Okay. Catalysts. Just do all of it. There we go. Alley Flash, Sacrificial. Black Cliff is the same as all other Black Cliffs. That, because we're strong and capable. We're copy pasting as much as we can. And our energy recharge is sack. Go, it's not the most, it's the worst. Oh yeah, that's right. It and Favonius have the same growth. Where's Favonius? There's Favonius. Okay, next, Iron Sting, which is also going to be a very capable weapon. Bennett might be able to make it work. A 327 base here with Element Mastery. Of a 36 start, I'm pretty sure. That is the same Claymore-wise as Rain Slasher? Yes. Sting, done. Favonius, done. Blackcliff, done. Lion's Roar. Just steal the flute stats. Prototype Rancor, we're going to steal stats from Mappa Marte. Oh, pardon me. Ow. Oh, painful. Is Rancor the same as, Did we finish the bows? We did finish the bows. No, it's not. It's the opposite of that. It's 25 instead of 50. So we take all of that and then divide it by 2. Thank you, Cal. I feel blessed. What do you mean for the flat attack on the Ning sheet? Making me go back to the Ning sheet? Nah. Where exactly in Crystal are you talking about on the Ning sheet for flat attack? Like, what are you asking? So if you're talking about the flat attack stat here, that's just whatever flat attack you have on your artifacts. So this number here is your artifact. There we go. Yeah, so all these here are just the additions of all your artifacts. Now, the numbers in them aren't exactly accurate, because you can't just get random ranges, so that'll have to change. It's much more fixed than people think, but it's the kind of thing we're looking at. So, like, when you take whatever flat attack you have amongst those 5 of your artifacts, if you're trying to figure out what's best for you. But remember, when you change what set you're using or what weapon you're using, you could potentially be changing what artifacts you need, which changes your substats. So it's an odd space to fit within. And there we go. We got the numbers. Ha! Math. Royal Longsword, I'm pretty sure, is the same stats as the Royal Grimoire. No, it's not. Neat. And by neat, I mean not neat. Only one here I haven't used so far is Alley Flash, Sword of Descent. Yeah, they should all be done now, which means we go to WBS. They're fine. We swap down. 327, we swap up to 90. 510. Great. Tasty. I don't have the sheet with BENNETT substats yet. Doodoo hasn't reached out to me. I know at the very least I need to make another sheet, and we're going to rename this CBS, which is character base stats, and we're going to pull a page from the Ningguang book. Hello, cast form! How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Ugh, stupid chair. And I want to work out into the same realm of the weapon. So CBS is going to get an upgrade in the form of this. We're going to copy, we're going to paste, and then we're going to say format only. We're going to pull these. You're doing pretty good. Just hopped off Genshin. All your resin's down to 0. Just time to chill till tomorrow. Me, I'm doing fancy. I'm doing fan-bleeding-tastic. Wait, is there? Honey Impact. Help me. Help me. I'm working on BENNETT stuff. Yep. Amber is attack percent. Barbara is HP percent. So you can do all that. Okay. We got base death, and we've got damage percent, EM, crit chance, crit damage, ER, HP percent, defense percent. We are just missing attack percent. But otherwise, I'm just waiting until I get a little more energy stuff, and then eventually we will hop off, do some BENNETT testing. I'll do some recording while we do the BENNETT testing to get some information on him, and then we will try to get 3 stars on floor 11, chamber 1. Because if we do that, I get 6 stars, and then we can migrate over to Abyss floor 12. And that is a goal that I think is realistic. These I want to be automatic. Copy, paste, and then down here we're going to go with Oh no, I already have a star on chamber 3. I'm currently 221. I'm currently 221, so all I need to do is either go 321 or 231. Or try and get 2 stars on chamber 3, but I'd rather attempt chamber 1, because as soon as I get chamber 1 to 3 stars, I'm done. I don't have to go through the whole thing. Which is nice. Saves me a bunch of headache. Any of the new 5 stars? Gone you. Gone you. Albedo's good, but Ganyu is where I'm stuck. But, like, Albedo also has me. How does Albedo fit in teams? Albedo's going to be your Petra support. Albedo's typically going to be the one that... It looks like he best fits not Geo teams, but he'll work on Geo teams, but he's going to best fit probably either a Noelle team or other teams as being the solo Geo you have on them. And very true, Crystal. Like, I can see that, now that you've mentioned it, I can see that. More fonts. Need a different font. The fact that Dongli Pillar resonates with GeoMC alt is very nice. Yeah, it is. It is. It very much is. Am I going to try and get them both? That depends on you guys. Truth be told, I'm definitely pulling Ganyu. I'm not sure about Albedo. It entirely depends on the 4 stars, if I'm even willing to put a single 1 in there. Could Albedo fit into melt comps? A little less so, just for the inherent fact that he's going to constantly be ticking, and how element works, that reduces the total element on them, so it can reduce the potential element there for when you're doing stuff. If you're Bennett melting only, so you're always melting the cryo, then yeah, it could work. If you're doing any reverse melts at all, or you're doing any weak melting, then he could screw up your combination. So it's going to be dependent on what exactly your rotation is as to where he could fit there. Which one was one of the ones? Righteous. Yeah, we'll stick with that. That's actually quite nice. I'm gonna use that. So, if you're talking about Sucrose melt comps, you want to space things out. So typically how that comp is going to work, find a space real quick. Bennett, Chong, Sucrose. So based off of how it goes, and we're going to go down in order of what your moves are. So we're going to go 1 equals that, plus 1. So typically what you're going to want to do is you're going to start with Chong and you're going to go E. Then with Sucrose, you're going to swap into Sucrose, you're going to go E. Or E into Auto. So that doesn't really matter, that's up to you. How you're going to fill that out. Like Chong, you'll be on Chong, you'll E, you'll swap to Sucrose, E, Auto, or E to normal attack. And then you go to Bennett. Is it Bennett? And then you go to Bennett. And you Q to E. Wait, no. I did this wrong. So, Bennett, you start off, you E. Then you move to Sucrose, and you E. You E to normal, or N1. You essentially, with her, you just want to get 2 swirls off. You want to remove that... You want to remove that pyro. So you might even do multiple ends, but you just want to remove the pyro so the pyro's not there. And from there you go to Chong and you E to N1. Then you go back to Sucrose, and again you E, but this time you don't N1 because you want to keep the cryo there. You then go back to Bennett and you Q to E. And you Q, then you E. And then you go to Chong and you go Q. And that is your rotation. Essentially what you're doing is you're applying Bennett Pyro. You're then using Sucrose to give the team some ER, so some element mastery, and burn all the pyro off. You're trying to get rid of the pyro off your target. You can need anywhere from 1 to 4 swirls to remove an element. It really is dependent. But we're trying to remove enough that Chong can remove the element and then apply his own again. So you're typically how it works is your elements. So you have elements of a weak, strong, and stronger type. Like this is going to be covered in a video that I am going to produce, but essentially you have a weak, and a weak equals to 1. So why is this percentage? Fuck the percentages. Go away. Has something equivocal to what's called a gauge unit, and it's just a term we're using. We don't think that's actually how they're measuring it. But here's how we're going. So you have a 1 gauge unit, you have a 2 gauge unit, and then you have 4 gauge units. And essentially how this works is when you apply an element, you will take away... Percentages go away. You will specifically take away a gauge unit. So let's say you have 1... Let's say you have 1 GU of pyro. And then you swirl. Swirls, commonly, are used explicitly, and this is unique. Cryos are explicit in that swirl takes away 0.5 GU. Meaning you are then left with 0.5 GU of pyro. So essentially how it works is every time you trigger a swirl, you reduce an amount of the gauge unit, which is the total capacity of that particular element. How long that element lasts has its own duration and its own decay rate, so that doesn't really matter too much. Basically what you need to know is that swirling an element will remove 1/2 of 1 GU. So if it's a strong element, you will remove 1/4 of its total duration. If it is a weak, you will remove half its duration. And if it is stronger, you will remove 1/8 of its duration. And so typically what you're doing is Bennett. So Bennett E equals strong. So the problem here is Bennett E equals strong. So he equals 2 units. So you need to swirl twice. So swirl x2 equals 1 GU. So you get one with 1 GU left, which is fine, because what you're doing next, after you have 1 GU left, is you're using Chong E to melt that pyro and remove it. So you're doing Chong normal 1, normal 2, normal 3, and essentially what you're doing is you're completely removing with Chong the other element and making sure he has ice on him. So like if you want, you can spend more time on Sucrose. It doesn't matter how long you spend on Sucrose, so long as Sucrose triggers a swirl right as she switches off, because you need that Viridescent Veneer debuff. So essentially you're going Bennett E, apply Pyro. Sucrose, burn that Pyro off and trigger Pyro Viridescent Veneer debuff. You're then going to Chong to fully remove the element and apply Cryo. You're then going back to Sucrose to trigger her A4 passive and trigger Cryo Viridescent Veneer debuff. So now you have both Viridescent Veneer debuffs active. However, there's still a Cryo on them, so you now move to Bennett, who Qs to completely remove the melt. So he melts, completely removes Cryo, and then E's to apply Pyro. And at this point, you're probably about out of Viridescent Veneer on Pyro, but you had it for the Q. And then you Q with Chongyun, who then melts all 3 or 4 of his sword hits. That's how that combination there works with the elements. That's all 0 there. But that's basically what you're doing, is the full combo, or what we will call the full combo when I design it within the Bennett sheet, because it will probably wind its way into a Bennett sheet or a Bennett sub-sheet somewhere, is that Bennett is there to melt when Chongyun can't, but you're otherwise swapping between Bennett and Chong to get as much melt in as little time as possible with as much damage. I don't know exactly yet when Sucrose spreads an element to other units, whether it's considered strong or weak, so I'm not 100% sure on that. I don't know if it's related to the strength of it when you spread it. I don't know if it's related to the strength of the anemo when you spread it. I haven't looked into that because they're currently testing that. Kaching Mains is testing that. I'm paying attention and helping it when I can, but I'm currently doing Bennett stuff and video stuff, so I don't have as much time to direct theory craft. So I'm going to rely on their information to help assist. These are percentages. Okay. So I don't know exactly how that works, so that could change things up if you're trying to do a whole group of anythings. But generally, that's the combo you want to go with them, if you want to get the most damage and you have Chong built. If you're using a weak Chong, you literally Bennett E into Sucrose E into Chong E into Bennett go to town. That's literally all you do, and that's there specifically because Chong isn't doing anything other than making sure that Bennett gets as many melts as possible. If you have Bennett main DPS, Chong support, where Chong's like level 40. This combo here, do note, requires like a level 70, level 80 Bennett with good gear. You require Chong with level 70, level 80 with good gear. And then you require a Sucrose that's at least A4. Preferably with Sackbook, though EM artifacts can also help her with that as well. Now that I'm pulling up Bennett. Bennett is the best. Move it away from the screen. So Bennett gets element energy recharge at 60 plus. He's at 13.3%. At 70, he's at 13.3%. Then he's at 20%. Then he's at 26.7%. No HP percent. Base HP is... Yeah, so like the difference is VV does, but you have to be on field for it to proc. Meaning if you like Venti ult and the thing that swirls gets sucked in after you swap off Venti, you don't get the effect. That just doesn't happen. Oh, we've got a bunch of more viewers. Hello, everyone. How are you all doing today? Hope you're enjoying the jazz that's going on in the background as we start slotting things in to do our Bennett maths. If you have any questions like Kurskull, do feel free to ask. I typically stream at least twice a week, and I am always open for doing answers, coaching, exactly how to play particular comps and characters, as I am fairly well versed in the current Theory Crafty scene with Jinx and Tuna, Robin, and a bunch of others at the Kaching Mains Discord. If you do enjoy what you see here, do feel free to drop a follow. If we do hit the 150 mark, I am dropping a gift sub to the community. If you feel to support me even further, you can either drop a donation, which helps go towards either roles if you decide you want me to roll. Otherwise, it goes towards making the stream and video content that I will be creating in the near future much better. Or you could drop a sub, which will, once we get enough, force me to build Lisa as a DPS. But that is entirely up to you. If not, sit back, relax, and enjoy the jazz. 596, 80 is 684, and then 771. 8719. 9577. 10987. 7. Then base attack 134. 148, 169, nice. 191. He's got no attack percent, no EM, and none of these. And that's his entire sheet spread. Oh, Enigma! You pulled another Lost Prayer. Lucky you. That's a good question. What refinement do you currently have your Lost Prayer at? We should also want to change this. You have it at R1. And it would be going to R2. I'd personally keep it onto the side for now, just in case, because the extra 2%, 4, 6, 8, the extra up to 8% elemental damage isn't massive. Especially considering how it works in single player. So, for last in slot in that comp, you are entirely picking Flex. So, if you're in Abyss and you're using the comp, you're going for whatever shield you need to break. If you're going in other domains, you're going for whatever element fits best. Otherwise, you're entirely going based on What's the word that I'm looking for? Resonance. Either another cryo or another pyro character for overworld. Otherwise, you're picking and choosing based on what best beats whatever content you are doing. So in Abyss, fight based off of what a Fatui shield you're fighting. Unless the only two shields you actually have to worry about are other stuff, and then, like, you might bring a Claymore of Pyro or something else. But then again, you have Chong. So, like, in floor 12, you basically have everything covered, because you've got Claymore for dealing with the GOM guy. Anemo, you don't have to worry about. Electro, you can deal with, and Cryo, you can deal with. So, like, at least on floor 12, you're set. You can use whoever you want. Just preferably a cryo character, just due to the innate fact that that's going to give you more crit on your Bennett melts. And what's the other word that I'm looking for? But this is CBS. We've got Bennett's stats figured out. We've got our artifacts thing figured out, so I can migrate that over. CBS, we have the weapon-based stats. Rename WBS. No. Rename WBS. Yeah. Spears I can fill in later. And we're going to take CBS and we are going to copy this to an existing spreadsheet with our template to further develop. Okay, so we got all that figured out. That's protected ranges, then we have named ranges. Wonder if I should do a named range and just pick the stats here based off of that instead of having to set that in the formula. I should do that. Okay, let's fit this here into the Bennett sheet and then I can copy it over. Equals character interface there. And we're going to go equals H lookup. No. B lookup. Search key is this. Range is this. Fixate U in place, and then our index, we're starting 2 down, no, 3 down. And then false. Why am I doing V? We're doing H. There we go. And we just drag and drop. Oh. Oops. There we go. Fixed. Ah! 2. Ning is so much easier to play compared to melee between shield and the distance of enemies. Like, Ning's just fun. She's good. Because she's fun. And then here, we're going to hide these numbers. And the technique to hiding is to just make it the same color. Just tip if you ever plan on doing stuff like this. And if we go in and we change Bennett to, let's say, 80 stats, we go to character base stats. Yes, he is there. And so that's all flexible. So now we get to make named ranges. Base def. Oh, I need to go and change that to C, because I think I'll need to do that over the weapons. C. Attack. Percent. The mastery. Secret rate. And here for crit damage, yeah, we just type it out properly. See, recharge. See, percent HP. See percent death. See biz. See pyro. No, so essentially what it does is it's a cell reference. So I can go somewhere else on the sheet here, and I can type in thief, I can type in EC Fizz, and now I just have access to it. So instead of having to click on the cell, you can just type in a name and it will auto sort it for you, making it easier to both look at formulas, so you're just not looking at D's and C's and B's. So like, zoom in a bit. So in this case, it wouldn't be like B4, you would have a specific name for that cell. It's just a pain because you have to set it up to begin with. But I can transfer this all back over. And where's the base stuff? It is very practical. Once I figured out how to do this, this is essentially now just a programming language, because essentially what I'm doing now is, I'm just making variables in a program. That's all I'm doing right now, is I'm making variables in a program. I just wish there was a way to automate the process. And these are all done. There we go. Glorious. Glorious. I don't think I'm gonna do it for weapon-based stats, because then we have to name every individual weapon. So weapon-based stats, we're gonna wind up formula-ing. Sheet 3 is just the names, so rename. So that should be everything. But I think. Cool. Bennett sheet's ready to get into actual damage calculation, so we're going to take a break. And that break is a very specific thing that we're going to get into. Okay. There we go. I have some stuff to burn and some footage to record. Whoop, 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 whoop. Whoop, 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 whoop. Whoop, 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 whoop. I nearly DDoSed myself. Abyss 11 break. Okay. How much do I have to burn? I almost have 120. Okay. That's reasonable.
Add Astra.
Burn all that. And yes, we're gonna wait on that for later. We've got battle pass stuff. We got the deliveries to do. Honestly, should do that. And if we're doing deliveries, we're gonna swap over to the delivery team.
Try something new at the Wanmin restaurant.
Wow.
Without sprinting or taking any damage. This one's gonna be a little bit different. We're just going to slowly meander and try not to take damage. Ah, fuck, yeah. Figured that would happen. Okay. I have a stupid idea.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this.
And let's get the delivery done. Didn't say anything about getting the meal wet. Think we're going to get across fast enough doing this? I figured I'd try. I don't think we're getting across fast enough. We would need an emo MC, which I have. Nope. Because you don't imbibe. And yes, I am building a Kaya bridge. I am building a Kaya bridge because I don't have to deal with enemies. Except I don't think I'm going fast enough because I don't have an Emo MZ. Yeah, we need to reset this. We are cheesing these. We are not going the normal route of trying to be skillful. We are cheesing.
There's still a long road.
I mean, I could wiggle my way, or I could just not. You had 30 seconds left. Let's see if I can't beat that. Let's see if I can't beat that by cheesing it. Oh, I messed that one up. Oh shit, an Emo MC is gives less now. Ah, so we're not going to beat the 30 seconds. However, we made it. No dodgy guarded. What? Okay. Fuck it. Okay. So, it doesn't want you to cheese it because those slimes are there, and the slimes are going to aggro. Well, at that point, we made it, but we couldn't give him the food because apparently the game is like, oh, there's enemies. You can't just hand some guy a package. You totally can't hit and run someone with some delivery. Okay, if that's the case...
Don't disappoint
I
me.
want Ningguang. You can't wait for the free pulls? I know. Give.
I will protect you.
Ching is probably the 5-star I want the least. She's really good, but like, the fact she's really good means everyone has her. I mean, I have a Diluc. I don't use him. Wait a second. Dumb idea. Nah. Dumb idea is too dumb.
Here we go.
Exactly. Also, your immutable record has been broken. God damn it, Cal. I've already seen it. I know exactly what it is. Mmm. Wait, he's up in the... Fuck you, game.
Could it be true?
He wants about to tuck a meat roll northwest of Deluha Marsh. Best not touch any weird stuff while you're at it. Do not use your glider to rush things. So we can sprint? No sprinting, gliding, or taking damage.